This video is to remind you that you are not married to your employer. So if you currently are employed and you have work benefits, group benefits, or employee benefits, it might be used as one or the other of these terms, this video is for you. We will be sharing what group benefits are and the 4 disadvantages to consider if you are relying solely on these benefits to protect you in the event of anything happening to you, as well as 2 tips that will benefit the employer and the employee. So I urge you to watch this video to the end to see how it will benefit you. So before joining the life insurance industry, I, like you, was confused with regards to what are group benefits, what are employee benefits, how do they work, how do they benefit me? And these are questions we rarely ask when we are with our employer or the HR. We never actually fully get an explanation as to how these benefits actually benefit us. I am a financial advisor by profession, and in the 3 years going on to 4 within this industry, I have basically managed to change an average of 150 lives when it comes to financial planning. And I only saw it fitting to get on here and share this information with you guys because I understand how it would benefit you in the long run. And also based on the experience of my clients who've had group benefits in place and how these things came to disadvantage them based on them not fully understanding how these benefits were structured. So what are group benefits? These are benefits that we receive upon joining a company that the employer will provide with regards to any unforeseen event. But they are the standard ones that we are all familiar with. This would be your paid time off, your UIF, workers' compensation, your maternity or paternity leave, and your pension fund. But what we want to focus on are the risk benefits that you get with your employer as well. And these are your funeral cover, your life cover, your disability cover, and your dread disease cover. And we would also want to touch on the retirement fund because there's something interesting there that I believe you guys would love to know. So you might be wondering, how did these benefits come to be in part and parcel of your employer benefits, right? And there are 2 factors. Number 1 is that the employers wanted to retain their staff, because we all know that I would most likely stay with an employer who values me and is willing to protect me and provide for my family in the event of my untimely death, right? And the other factor was with regards to creating liquidity to pay out to the members of the employer in the event of the employer losing their life and the families coming up to the employer and saying, hey man, my mom, my dad has been working for you guys for the past 20 to 30 years, and we would like some form of compensation. Aren't any benefits due to pay out? So I believe back in the olden days, there were no such benefits. Therefore, they saw it necessary to put these benefits in place in order to make sure that there is some form of liquidity or money that could be paid out to the dependents of that employee, right? Which I thought was pretty awesome. It's pretty great, guys. And if you are a company currently who's watching this video, a business owner, and you would love to put certain benefits in place to accommodate, or rather to benefit your employees, please do reach out to us. We will gladly help you with setting up these employee benefits to protect your employees as well. So now we get down to the crux of why we say you are not married to your employer. And I need you guys to take this with you wherever you go, whoever you may interact with. Keep this top of mind. Even when you're changing employers, keep this at the back of your mind that I am actually not married to my employer because of the following reasons, which are a bit of a disadvantage as well as beneficial to a certain extent. I say this because of the following reasons. Reason number 1, your employer put these benefits in place in order to meet you halfway. As I said initially, back in the day, families would storm up to the company and say, hey, my dad was working here for 30 years. Therefore, our family is now left wanting because he was the breadwinner. What can you do for us, right? And they decided then, let's actually meet our people halfway, because we value them and they currently putting in their sweat, blood and tears into this business. Therefore, it just makes sense for us to meet them halfway. And in them meeting you halfway, for instance, they are currently supplementing you 1 to 3 times of your annual salary when it comes to either your life cover, your disability, or your dread disease. That's how it's structured. 1 to 3 times your annual salary, right? And that's all good and well. But unfortunately, this is where the problem lies, right? Because based on the history of clients we've worked with, we've come to realize that a number of clients who solely rely on the group benefits tend to have a huge shortfall in the event of their untimely death or disability or dread disease, because they solely relied on the little bit that their employer could do for them. Which is why we urge you to have a meeting with a financial advisor, sit down so that you can do a financial needs analysis, which will provide you with all the information you need. Meaning that you would be able to firstly identify the shortfalls in your estate, as well as put policies in place to supplement that shortfall and not fully and solely rely on what that little bit your employer could accommodate you with. And that's the first major reason we saw this video fitting, because as we said, your employer is only meeting you halfway. It's up to you to take yourself the full way. And it's sad to see families have their lives disrupted financially because they thought these group benefits were going to pay out and sustain their livelihood, pay for all major debts and tax implications at time of death, and only to find out that that money could only cover so much. And if only mother or father could have taken out these policies on their own accord as well, they would have most likely made sure that these benefits would take care of what they need to take care of. Yeah? Cool. So reason number 2, in the event of you leaving your employer, and I need you guys to listen very carefully to this one. In the event of you leaving your employer, as it currently stands, if you were to leave your employer tomorrow, do you know if you can leave with your work benefits? Do you know if you would lose those work benefits? Because once again, as an employer, I want to benefit the people who are loyal to me. So in the event of you leaving my company, why would you get to leave with the benefits that I put in place for you? You might as well go get those benefits from your other employer, right? So I need you guys to be aware that this is twofold. Some employers can let you or allow you to convert your group benefit into your personal benefits and leave with them wherever you may be choosing to go from there. And others do not. The moment you walk out of that door, you no longer are protected from any unforeseen event. You are fully exposed. And I need you guys to understand this, because a number of my clients tend to come up to me after the fact and say, you know what, Tabang, I initially thought these were my benefits and I could leave with them. But only for me to leave my employer and realize that the employer that I was going to join does not have these group benefits in place. So I needed to get these benefits on my own accord. And that's why I wanted, and I've been pressing for us to have this meeting so that I can get these in place sooner than later. So guys, it's very detrimental that you fully understand how your benefits are structured and if you can leave with them. Because some you can, yes, you can convert them to your own personal benefits, and others you leave with your employer. Yeah? So going on to the third reason. So upon leaving your employer, right? Say you can't leave with those group benefits, and you are at a time and point in your life where you've contracted a disease or you're just too old to qualify to get some of these benefits, but you are still employed. But unfortunately, now you are uninsurable. And that is the third reason. Some people tend to be with a company for so long that they leave in the later stages of life and still be employed, fair enough, but unfortunately, they cannot get any life insurance from any life insurer because they are uninsurable. And this means that no life insurance company is willing to take on the risk of protecting your life. And this might be because you currently have an underlying condition, or you are now disabled and certain benefits you cannot no longer get because of that disadvantage. And maybe you are too old now and you can't get your disability or dread disease at that age. And that's very scary, more so with somebody who has the best intentions of taking out these policies and paying those premiums, but only to find out that you are no longer insurable. So we deemed it necessary for us to come here and share this information with you guys, as our top priority is to inform and educate anybody and everybody, so that we leave you guys in a better financial standing than what you were before you watched this video. And if you are still watching, we appreciate you for watching, and trust and believe that the other information we are about to share with you on here will make a world of a difference in your life. Yeah? Cool. So I want us now to look at the pension fund, right? Just to double back, yes, leaving one employer to the other, you can leave with your pension fund. So that one does not necessarily work the same way as risk benefits. But I wanted to touch on the pension fund because of, once again, what you need to look out for. Firstly, do not find comfort in knowing that you have a pension fund, therefore your retirement is taken care of. As it currently stands, only 6% of South Africans can afford to retire. Only 6% of South Africans can afford to retire. So what about the 94%? The 94% basically have to get to the retirement age and continue working up until the end days because they cannot afford to retire. Never mind affording to retire comfortably, affording to retire, period. And that's very scary because then we have to rely on the government grant, which is unfortunate, but it's there for exactly that reason. Because people tend to underplan, more so when it comes to retirement, because they believe that their employer provided a pension fund that would protect them or take care of them once they reach retirement. And as I said in the beginning of this video, your employer is only trying to meet you halfway, and you have to take yourself the rest of the way. Yeah? And with regards to retirement, guys, please do understand and be aware that other people are forced into retirement. As much as you were not physically ready or financially ready, some people get forced into retirement, and they get forced by possibly becoming ill and they are no longer fit to work, or becoming disabled and they are no longer fit to work. So clearly these people did not choose to retire because, one, they could not afford it. Two, they weren't physically ready, like they were still active and lively. But unfortunately, I got into a car accident and therefore now I am disabled and I'm forced into retirement. And yet I still had a good 5-10 years before my retirement. So some people tend to be forced into retirement, guys, and I need you guys to be aware of that and prepare in accordance to any unforeseen life event, because life does truly happen to all of us. And it would be a shame for you to hear these words that I'm sharing with you guys and not act in accordance, and for life to happen to you and for you to reminisce and say, damn it, you know what? I remember watching Tabang's video and unfortunately I just did not act, even though I understood what he was actually saying. Scary, guys, and sad to see the things that befall certain people, and yet these benefits are there. I share all of this to urge you guys to start considering taking up retirement annuities. Those with retirement annuities, start looking into what is the shortfall of my desired outcome once I reach retirement. How much is comfortable? How much would a comfortable retirement cost me? And I'm not saying how much would retirement cost me, how much would a comfortable retirement cost me? Because we currently have the funds, we are employed, even though, yes, we tend to place money here and there where it will not serve a greater purpose to me getting old in that. But maybe let's start funneling the money into things that actually matter most. So consider retirement annuity if you do not have one. If you have one, consider setting up a meeting with a financial advisor to see just how much would you actually have to contribute to securing your comfortable retirement. And those with no retirement annuities, get a retirement annuity, guys, to make sure that you supplement your retirement because your employer is trying to meet you halfway. Yeah. And the advantage of having a retirement annuity, guys, you can basically claim up to 27.5% of your annual taxable income. Like, isn't that a joy to know that you will get some of your contributions back and yet still benefit from the money that you contributed initially? At the end of the day, guys, let's think about it this way. This is money you will be getting back once you reach retirement. It's money you're putting away right now. It's fine. You will only see it in 20, 30 years later. But you will get it back and get to enjoy it all as much as you really want to. So let's actually be more logical and more realistic with regards to what we're doing here and what we look to achieve at the end of our careers, at the end of our working journey. What are we actually doing? Yeah? That's why this is called Food for Thought Fridays, guys, in order for me to help you guys start, considering and thinking in a different way when it comes to life insurance as a whole. Now, with regards to your pension fund at work, right? Your group benefits can either be approved or unapproved, right? So approved, this is something you need to look into as well, guys. So I'm not just sharing this information for you guys to know and be like, oh, okay, that's good to know. I would like you to investigate and find out, because these are your benefits. If you do not do it, who's going to do it on your behalf? No one, right? So these group benefits can be structured in two ways, either approved or unapproved. And approved pertains to your group benefits being attached to your pension fund. And it gets paid out with the members' retirement savings. Now, why I bring this up is because when you submit these documents at work and they say, who are your beneficiaries? Or, you give these names. But based on these group benefits being approved, those beneficiaries don't really matter in the grander scheme of things, because there is an act which is referred to as Section 37C of the Pension Fund Act. And it states that in the event of an untimely death of our member, the Board of Trustees who are in charge of this fund will go and seek out the member's financial dependents. Hear me correctly, financial dependents, not immediate family, not the beneficiaries. They will do an investigation to track and find anybody and everybody who was financially dependent on our member, because we have to compensate them in one or the other way. So if you have a side chick, a side Ben 10, this is for you, because they will find them and pay some money towards their life as well, because they were financially dependent on you. Tina, who we currently sending money home, and we call it black tax. Who's supposed to send money home if not you? But for us who send money home to our parents and for their upkeep, that's considered as financially dependent. You have a child out of wedlock, the wife doesn't know, or the husband doesn't know, the son or the daughter stays with the other partner, but you keep on sending money on a monthly basis. That money, or some of it, will be paid out to them. And this is on a scale of who's more financially dependent. A child, of course, is more financially dependent as opposed to an adult. So clearly, they would get a bigger sum. A child would get a bigger sum as opposed to an adult who is still financially dependent. But it will vary, right? And those are your approved benefits. So guys, just be aware. I need you guys to take this into consideration and inquire with your employer so that you know what you're contributing towards. You know how you are protected. Because a number of clients, I said, I've got an average of 150 clients I've assisted in my 3 going on to 4 years right now. And I've had this conversation countless of times because they were not aware of the information I'm sharing with you guys today. Yeah? So that is approved. Non-approved means that these are standalone benefits. They are not attached to your pension fund. Therefore, the beneficiaries you list on these group benefits are the beneficiaries that the money will pay out to in the event of anything happening to you. These are the 2 majors I wanted to share with regards to approved and unapproved benefits, because they also tie in your pension fund, right? I will be sharing a video specifically just on approved or unapproved benefits so that you guys can have a full understanding of what this is, what it entails, what are the implications, and, but in a different video. So guys, the main thing and the main reason for this video was to reiterate and remind you that you are not married to your employer. You cannot rely on your employer to protect all of your life's interests, your family, your dependents, your parents, anybody that pertains to who would be affected in the event of them losing you. You cannot leave that to your employer to take care of those people. You honestly can't. And that is the biggest thing. That is the biggest takeaway from this video. Have a meeting with a financial advisor. On a regular basis, we go through clients' benefit statements, which is a statement that records what benefits you have at work, how do they work, how much are you contributing. That benefit statement, we go through it with our clients so that we can tell you and inform you as to, okay, this is what you have, this is how it works, and this is what you would need on your own accord. Let's calculate and see what your shortfall is in order for us to address the needs that you currently have. Because it's very easy for you to be comfortable and have your employer have these group benefits in place. But in the event of us losing you and God remembers you tomorrow, who is going to explain to your family that, yes, I had this information, I knew what I needed to do, and I just never acted on it because I thought my employer was doing the right thing. He was doing the right thing, but not entirely. That was your job. That job falls on you. So we urge you guys, set up a meeting with a financial advisor today in order to know what your shortfalls are, what group benefits you have in place at work, and what you can better in your own financial plan and supplement what you're currently getting with your employer, as well as your retirement plan. Have a meeting with a financial advisor today and find out how your retirement plan looks and what is the end goal, so that you can consciously contribute towards these policies and benefits, knowing that in the event of anything happening, you're well protected. Because our biggest task as financial advisors is to provide some peace of mind to our clients and have them know that they are well protected and will be well taken care of. For those who got an eyebrow raised moment when we spoke about uninsurability and the cost of basically taking these life insurance policies at a later day or a later stage in your life, it will be costly to you. So we urge you to watch this next video, as it would basically help you understand as to why it is more beneficial to take out life insurance policies while you are still young, because they will basically cost you close to nothing. And we urge the parents who have their children becoming young adults now, they've just started their careers, their work journey. We urge you to advocate for them to actually start considering life insurance benefits, retirement planning, so that they also don't get caught in the rat race and forget that certain things are a necessity. And that is life insurance, guys. This is not a want. This is a necessity, a must have. And if you do it at a later date, it will cost you an arm and a leg. But if you started early, it will cost you close to nothing. And the returns with regards to investments, close to ridiculous because of the time you have to invest. Yeah. So thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Thank you very much for staying and watching our full video. We look forward to posting more. If you guys would appreciate any specific topic that we have not covered as yet, please do drop that down in the comments. And yeah, from us to you, wishing you a lovely day ahead, as well as a proper and blessed weekend ahead. Do have a good one further. Cheers, guys.